Recently, Ilia Topuria just knocked out Alexander Volkanovski to claim the UFC featherweight title, and ever since that moment, Ilia has become an absolute superstar in the UFC. So my question is, between Ilia Topuria and Sean O'Malley, who is the biggest superstar in the UFC? My answer to this question and my answer to everybody watching this video is 110% Ilia Topuria is a bigger superstar than Sean O'Malley. Look, don't get me wrong, I like Sean O'Malley, I think he's a UFC star regardless, but the amount of support that Ilia Topuria has received over the last couple weeks is insane. As you can see, Ilia is meeting up with the president of Spain, Pedro Sanchez. Do you ever see Sean O'Malley getting praises with Donald Trump, the president of the USA? Matter of fact, Ilia Topuria has two whole countries behind him in Georgia and Spain. Ilia is backed by two whole different countries while half of the USA don't give a single shit about Sean O'Malley, and this is the truth. At that point, that's a great reason to say why Ilia is a biggest superstar. But not only that, guys, what I will say is Sean O'Malley is a smart guy. O'Malley does his own businesses. He makes great money in terms of being a star. But does Sean O'Malley have people naming him after their kids? What I'm trying to say is Ilia Topuria literally has people naming their children after him. That's how popular this guy is in Georgia and Spain. This guy literally has two whole countries behind him. Where is the support for Sean O'Malley? And let's take a look at this clip here with Ilia Topuria walking out to the packed Real Madrid Stadium in Spain. The stadium holds about 85,000 people that are all cheering for Ilia Topuria. If Sean O'Malley went out and walked to an NFL stadium full of people in the USA, I genuinely think that the people would give zero shits about Sean O'Malley. I really would. O'Malley is absolutely horrible on the mic, and for a guy that has the rainbow hair and the crazy tattoos, you would think that he's a character, but in reality, he's an 8th grader who never actually became an adult. Ilia Topuria, on the other hand, doesn't have the best trash talk, but he most certainly knows how to sell a fight, like grabbing Alexander Volkanovski's belt off of him and playing the villain role leading up to the UFC 298 main event. O'Malley is about as dry as sand when it comes to his personality. This guy says the lamest shit on the mic, and in reality, O'Malley is a pretty quiet dude who doesn't have the best talking game, and not only that, but he doesn't really indulge in the whole trash talk game, which kind of is supposed to make him a superstar, and he really shies away from, making the best opportunities, which is why Sean O'Malley cannot sell that many pay-per-views. But what I really want to say, guys, is for UFC 299, the card is absolutely stacked with Sean O'Malley headlining the card, taking on Chito Vera. UFC 299 has over 15 ranked UFC fighters on the card, alright? Let me just repeat that for you. We have 15 and more ranked UFC fighters on the UFC 299 card. And my question is, why is the card so stacked with so many ranked fighters? I'll tell you why. It's because without all these other great fights like BSD and Poirier, Petr Yan and Song Yadong, Jack Della Maddalena and Gilbert Burns, the card would do barely any pay-per-view sales without all these ranked fighters on it, and that's the truth. If the UFC went to Spain, I promise you, Ilia Topuria is selling out the entire arena, and it's a huge event for Ilia Topuria. I mean, even Aljamain Sterling said that he wasn't happy about the pay-per-view numbers that he did with Sean O'Malley, which is telling me something. O'Malley is not a pay-per-view draw without his events being absolutely stacked with great fights and ranked UFC fighters throughout the whole card. My conclusion is, Ilia Topuria is a bigger superstar than Sean O'Malley in the UFC. Topuria has two whole countries behind him that are rooting for him. Ilia Topuria has people naming their kids by him, which is fucking insane. And you would never see anyone name their kid Sean O'Malley. I think nobody would ever want to do that. Ilia Topuria also has, a lot of high-level connections, like meeting up with the president of Spain and associating with famous soccer players like Sergio Ramos. Sean O'Malley is really not that big of a superstar, considering that at UFC 292, his post-fight interview has only done 600k views in the last 6 months. I mean, even Aljamain Sterling's did fucking more. Sean O'Malley is really not that big of a superstar, considering that he only did 600k views 6 months after his fight at UFC 292 when he won the belt off Aljamain Sterling. I mean, it's been a whole 6 months, and Sean O'Malley can't even rack up 1 million views on his post-fight interview where he won the belt. I mean, that's some crazy shit. If you really think about it, Ilia Topuria has already done over 1.1 million views on his post-fight interview at UFC 298, and it hasn't even been 2 weeks after the event. So at this point, I feel like I've expressed a lot of great reasons why I do believe Ilia Topuria is a bigger superstar than Sean O'Malley. A lot of people think that I'm hating on Sean O'Malley when I make this video, but the reality is, the proof is in the pudding, dude. Sean O'Malley doesn't have two whole countries, behind him, rooting for him. Sean O'Malley, would not get the same crowd receptance that Ilia Topuria has walking out to the Real Madrid crowd. Like I said, nobody would give a shit about Sean O'Malley if he was at an NBA event or an NFL event in the USA. That's just how it is. The USA don't really care about their athletes unless you're a Sean Strickland. And that's just kind of what it comes down to. So guys, Sean O'Malley, you know, he's not having kids named after him, and he's just not really that much of a pay-per-view attraction. And that's just kind of what it is, man. I really do believe that Ilia is one of, if not the biggest superstars in the UFC, and he's already talking about, you know, having a super fight with Islam Makhachev. Obviously, we know that Sean O'Malley and Ilia Topuria might end up fighting each other in the future, which I think is a great fight. I think that fight is very competitive and close, but I would lean towards Ilia Topuria. But guys, regardless, I feel like I've expressed a lot of great reasons why I do believe Ilia Topuria is a bigger superstar than Sean O'Malley. Please let me know down in the comments below what you think of this video. Who do you think is the biggest superstar? Do you agree with me? Do you not? Guys, make sure you smash the like button on this video. I always do appreciate a like. Comment down below what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. And I want to say take care, my brother. Zeus.